What up, though? Ledge here. Chill with me, top tier podcast. I'm back. All right. I got my mind right off of the Kung Lao Jun Tao situation. I'm focused. URL, the most popular league in the world, man. It's going through, I feel like, a transition period where there is time for them to figure some things out. They throughout their illustrious career as a company, they pretty much just been sitting at the top looking down like, we doing what we do. But this year is going to be a turning point, and I want to hit you with, in my opinion, I would say there are five most important people that they're going to have to rely on, not just now but moving forward. And it's very important that they have a set list of people that they can count on for their middle cards, their intermediate cards, their Civil Wars, and all that. That's gonna be that. They got a roster that can handle that and go to North Carolina or the DMV or in Florida. They can sell those out. But these gnomes, these Summer Madnesses, they need stars or people that can potentially be stars to headline, to sell tickets, to be a draw. So I'm gonna hit you with my list of their most important people going forward. Now I'm gonna tell you up front, I don't have Geechee and Rum on the list because I'm talking about strictly I'm waving the white flag, I'm URL or nothing types. So this doesn't really count. I feel like Geechee and Rum move to the beat of their own drum. They're not solely dependent on URL for looks per se. This is for the, I got my URL bulletproof vest on types. All right. So let me preface that. So if you asking where Geechee and Rum at, they ain't on here because they got Riot, Westworld. They on their own time. But this is for the diehards. So I'm gonna hit you with a few honorable mentions, right? And I'm gonna move to the young gunners. So Flare Soul and Foots, didn't really want to separate them. I feel like they're both on a similar trajectory. So Flare Soul has had a couple more opportunities on the main stage level. He opened up Summer Madness versus Zeta Dropout, which caught a lot of people by surprise, and they were furious, right? He had a good performance there, though. Then he followed that up with a really, really dope matchup, a rematch versus Foots. People don't even know that because people don't follow the grassroots scene. I guess are they still grassroots? I don't know. They're kind of like a affiliate of URL to me. But OSBL, they had a rematch, and as you can see with the graphic here, it was a volume, and it was pretty dope. And now it's a Flare Soul, I understand, is battling Rum Nitty. He's getting a big look on outside. The whole card hasn't been announced yet, so I don't know if Foot's getting an opportunity there. But yeah, two contrasting styles. I would say I actually prefer like what Foots does a little bit more, and even in the battle against each other on the volume, I think I edged out Foots 2-1. But either way, two talents, but they're honorable mention because they have a lot to do before I think Smack and Beasley trust them as main eventers for a big card. But they're on their way, so I just figured I want to mention them for sure. You know what I'm saying? Next up on the outside looking in is Chess. I know he got problems. I know it. I know he got issues getting through his material, choking. Not really choking, but having the whatever. Somebody got to perform the Heimlich. The brother be coughing up all type of last week's lunch somewhere. I know it. I get it. But you cannot deny his talent. On the roster as of right now, as standing, talent-wise, just ability overall, punching, writing, and performing on a big stage level, he's shown he can do that better than the field. He's probably within that top 5 to 10 of big game performers you want to see on a big stage. That says a lot. Just go back to his battle versus Easy Black Captain, which might be the last. I've called it classic in the past. It might be the last classic we've seen. That guy was one of them ones. That's one we never gonna forget. And he did that on the Summer Madness. Now following that up to get bodied by Suge on the next Summer Madness is not what you want. But the talent is still there. Also, he's honorable mention because the amount of matchups, and this is another thing what this list is going to show, the amount of matchups that he still hasn't had yet that he can have. If he just hits a couple of, like a 2 or 3 game winning streak against some important names, he can get the big names and make some mega matchups, man, going forward. So I want to keep him as an honorable mention list. But here's the actual list. Y'all about to be upset, but hear me out. Hear me out. Ace Amin is 4. I got him at 5. This is why Ace Amin is on this list. And you'll see why the other person is on this list as well. Ace Amin is on this list, one, because he was he was one of the last names that was sort of kind of ringing before Caffeine and before the app. This is a fact. Band Legacy or whatever that was, all you did was hear reports of what was going on at that event. There was 2 names that stood out at that event, that particular event. Now, I'm gonna get to the other one later. That's why he's a little bit higher too, for a couple other reasons. But the other one is right here in Ace Amin. And the buzz he had at that time, the way he capitalized on it with marketing, doing a lot of promo, getting like early summer impact looks against Snake Eyes, and being main event against John the Don on Bullpen. His actual ability, we gotta account for that. He can really rap. He's one of the few gifted, like, just actual rappers who raps, not just like talking to you until they get into a punch. Just that ability. He's a threat. Now, he can be choppy. He could some people find him boring too. I'm not gonna sit here. I think I like the writing, I like the craftsmanship, and he can talk himself into he can talk himself into a matchup. He can talk himself into a matchup with Kyle, with Geechee or something like that. So I just think the gift of gab, and also just his actual talent and ability, and the fact that he knows how to draw attention to himself. He's an important cog in the wheel for what's going on with URL moving forward. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Just gotta get clean. Just gotta be clean, man. You'll be alright. Next up is Tay Rock. Only reason Tay Rock isn't like at number 1 or something like that is because I looked at the possibility of matchups for him. There's no big names out there outside of Loaded Lux who he's never expressed really big desires on battling. Like, to be honest, he never really expressed big desires to battle Mook until it happened. So you got Loaded Lux out there, but that's really about it. He's on this list really just based on him being a mentor going forward, and his willingness to give the up-and-comer shots. You know what I'm saying? The same way Rum is giving Flair Soul a shot, I can see Rock giving Foots a shot, or giving one of these other guys a shot, and trying to help create another star once he kind of takes a back seat and be more of a supporter and things of that nature. But his just overall star power is still good enough for him to crack the list. It still holds weight. So he's still important going forward. He just doesn't have the longest shelf life because he's battled everyone. So, shout out to Rock. Next up, Swamp. Swamp is an important one. Very important. For a couple of reasons, Swamp is important. One, outside of Chef Trez and Loso, who's already there, he is and shout to Official, but he is the reigning star of the South. And that region is like, they're on their way. He is the flag holder for the South as far as at a big time level. That's one. Two, I spoke about Ace Amin being one of those guys who had the last little real, true, authentic URL buzz before the app came and before caffeine came around. You know who was number one? Was Swamp. Swamp versus Your Honor was actually probably one of the last, if not the last, organically loved battle that dropped on URL on YouTube. Go back and look at the URL on YouTube, like their actual drops. I know they later dropped like clips and chess from Chris Brown's Mansion, but I'm talking about organic. Hey, we normally drop on YouTube. Here go one for you. That battle, and your shout out to Your Honor, he did well in that battle too. But Swamp left a big time impression on people, and people have not forgotten that and will not forget that. And you can count on him to be a lightning rod for people who love him or hate him. You need that. You don't need nobody else in between. You need either they love you or you hate you. And some people love his style. Some people think he don't be saying nothing. Some people think he's speaking from the soul. But you also got to look at some of his highs as well as his lows. But having a really good run in a tournament, going against Ace Amin in the volume and beating him. He beat New Jersey Twerk when people didn't think so. He had a good battle against Tay-Rock. I ain't going out like that. You know what I'm saying? He ain't going out like that. He ain't, no. He's important. He's important for the South movement. He's important because he doesn't sound like anyone. And he's important because he's the last semblance of visibility. National visibility. He was the last one to really make an impression on the YouTube channel, which holds weight still to this day. So he would be at number 3. All right, so shout out to Swamp. Number 2, Jazz the Rapper. Pretty evident, the GOAT of the women's. I'm sorry. I know Team 40 out there. I know there's some E-Heart fans. There's definitely Miss Hustle fans. But she got it. Jazz got it. And here's the thing with Jazz, why she's number 2, and why she's very, extremely important. So many matchups to have with her, both versus the men and the women. Her fan base is incredible. The amount of attention that she gets off of just vlogs, or not vlogs, but like reels and little IG stories, she commands attention. And I think with the women being as probably deep as they ever been as far as just pure talent, you need her. Kings versus Queens, you need her. Gnome and Summer Madness, you need her. Doing these like promo runs, whether it's Jay Black on Champion on Caffeine, you probably need her there. Or some of these other shows that's going on. You need her presence, man. You need her presence. You need her even when she's not battling. Like, you just need her around. Like, she's gonna keep shit fresh and interesting. But as far as just a battler, yeah, she got a lot of ops out there, and she's probably the second biggest draw on this whole list here, to be honest with you. And at number 1 is pretty obvious. Love him or hate him, New Jerusalem, man. New Jersey Twerk. He hasn't battled as many legends as his talent should have put him in front of just yet. And we all know we ain't gotta harp on it. That's due to him, right? He know what he gotta do. But who hasn't he battled? I don't think he hasn't battled Hollow yet. He hasn't battled a couple of people. He ain't battled no Mook. He ain't battled no Lux. You know what I'm saying? And low key, I want to see the rematch versus Rum. I feel like that battle was leading to greatness, and we never got, about time they came back and settled down, the energy was gone. I need them to run that back. So he got some matchups out there in the URL. He can also go against some of these up-and-comers as well and get them shots. And he's just in demand all the time. big stage, Summer Madness, Gnome. You need him to do that jogging in place shit and get that whole building turned. And there's really nobody on the roster that can do that. And as of right now, what are we? This is April. What are we in? Yeah, we in April, right? We in the month of April. April of 2023. He's been on this shit. So you can't knock me saying this right now. Right now, you can't knock me saying it, man. He's been good. He's been really, really good for almost a year now. That real name Brandon battle in that one rounder on band was so far in the distance, man. It's unbelievable. So those are my picks. Those are my list of most important people going forward for the URL. If you don't like the ranking, tell me who you would swap spots with. Tell me who you would completely remove, or who would you add, and things like that. But that's my time. As always, keep it battle rap, peace and love. I'm out.